Hi guys, how are we all doing? Tornado922 here. In an attempt to answer some of your questions in the most professional way I know how, inside my own car. As you can tell from back there, and from the sound effects, it's raining rather hard. My plan was to stand outside with a view of the West Coast Main Line behind me, much like I did in my previous one with the East Coast Main Line, where I had that running at my home behind me as I did one of these. Unfortunately, the weather's rather curtailed that plan for the moment. Because of the amount of questions I've got here, chances are we're looking at probably 3 parts. So each part will be somewhere different. So first part will be inside my car, because it's dry. Then the second and third parts will be at some other part of the country, hopefully with a railway-related theme kicking off behind me. But I had planned for that this afternoon, once I finish work. But Mother Nature has other plans. So, I hope you can all hear me well. I'm speaking a bit louder than I normally would in the effort to try and mask out the sound of the rain. Anyway, thank you for all of the questions. A fantastic contribution from all of you. Some of them are a little bit out there, but that's to be expected. So, to kick things off, Lego with Fonzie. Do you like Lego? Yes. Alfie's Bus Journeys 2023. Are you going to record trains at Hastings soon? I don't know. I've never given it any thought. I don't really think there's any variety at Hastings, but it's something I can look into at a later date. HST Hercules. How long have you been into railways? Since I can remember. Ever since I was a kid, because, we've had the likes of Thomas the Tank Engine when I was growing up, the proper one, not this animated rubbish they have now, which is just, it's god-awful. Bring back the proper stuff. That's what I'm saying. Terry Dana, 8869, I almost couldn't say the word 88 then. When are you going to do Welwyn Garden City for train spotting? Yeah, it's a good question. It's a station I've been neglecting for quite some time, so I will go there at some point. It will be done this year. I'm just not sure when that'll be. You just have to bear with me on that one. Luke's Adventures 801. What's been your all-time favourite station to film at in the UK and why? It's a difficult question. Because as I've said through similar questions that I've had previously, it depends what line I'm on in the UK. Because each railway line has a particularly fond favourite station of mine. I thought I could hear something in the background. Oh, I can hear a 66 in the background. The West Coast Main Line runs quite close to where I live, Flash of Lightning. Very, very frightening, Galileo. Some of you will get that. I hope a lot of you do. I can hear a 66 in the background, yeah, because the West Coast Main Line is quite close to where I live. Yeah, favourite station in the UK? I suppose it's got to be... I do have a soft spot for Carlisle. I do love Carlisle. Preston is fantastic, so I'd have to go with Carlisle on that one, I think. Sorry, I'm looking here because the camera is there, but if I'm looking at myself, I'm now looking at myself on my screen. So you may catch me doing this. I'm now looking at myself, so I apologise in advance if I'm looking all over the show. Michael Russell 4215. Can you do Ebbsfleet train station and I will come and join you? Sure. I don't know when I'll be getting Ebbsfleet done, but I usually... Ooh, big roll of thunder. But I usually have updates go up on my YouTube channel weekly, which I've been lax in doing for the past couple of weeks. I've just been so busy at work. But just keep an eye on the updates, and if I'm going there, I'll put it up, and then you'll be welcome to join me. It'll be a Saturday, as most of those films will be. Milo, Train Enthusiast 5213. What is your favourite train station, and what stations you film at are best for freight trains? Well, I just said favourite station would be Carlisle. In terms of freight, but it depends what kind of freight you're after, because 99% of the freight that you catch nowadays is all intermodal anyway. So if you wanted a decent mix of intermodals, then I'd say really anywhere between Crewe and Rugby, because you get some of the freight trains that head down to Daventry, and obviously go up from Daventry to Moss End and so on and so forth. So I'd say that section of the West Coast Main Line is probably the best for catching a decent variety of freight. That's why I always start my year at Stafford, because it's one of the perfect stations to go to, because throughout the course of a day you get a superb amount of freight coming hither and yonder. Right. Mackenzie Church, 5632. Hello, hope you're well. My question is, outside of the UK, what is your favourite train station? Right, well, I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you're keeping well too. Outside of the UK, Hamburg, Harburg. That is the one. That station is phenomenal. Best one I've been to yet. But I've got some others in the plan. BR Technical Services. If you could make a video in any era, what would it be? And 2, do you prefer steam, diesel, or electric locomotives? Very, very good questions. In terms of era, I would go to when you had a healthy mix of steam and diesel running together. So, not quite at the end of the steam era. So you could still have your full-bore LMS running from London to Scotland, your Great Western from London to Penzance, your LNER from London to Edinburgh. Throw in a few diesels in there. That'll probably be the one for me. And in terms of what do I prefer, it's a good question, but it's a difficult one, because through each period there have been some outstanding locomotives made. Be it steam, you've got the A1s, you've got the A4s, you've got the you've got the Duchesses, and you've got the Great Western Castles, and it is a difficult one. I suppose you can't really go wrong with steam, because they're the closest thing that we've ever made to a living machine. Because a steam engine, it will tell you when something's wrong. If it's not happy, it will let you know, and you're pretty much buggered. If a diesel or electric's not happy, it just throws it to us at the pram and goes, nah, that's it, not happening. And it takes ages to figure out what's going on with the steam engine. A little bit of fine fettling, and you can usually work out what the issue is. Just look at the Flying Scotsman, or the Flying Money Pit, as it's also known. And that thing's just riddled with trouble. Owen Jedi, what do you think of the new Transport Fever 2 demolition sounds? I don't actually play it with the sound on half the time, so I haven't the faintest idea what it actually sounds like. Right, and Owen Jedi again. Do you think there should be a high-speed railway line from Land's End to John O'Groats in the future? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, why not? I mean, okay, I know that the south of this is going to get political here. I know that the southern end of the UK, or the Midlands and the south of the UK, railway-wise, get all of the attention. We get the lot. We get all the works, we get all the fancy new trains, and the north is kind of just forgotten about. It's like, go on, away with you. Away with the northern people, we don't want you. I mean, the north could do with a hell of a lot of work on the railways. It really could. I don't know why it keeps getting abandoned. Like, all our railway heads seem to be fixated with the Midlands and the south. Well, more London, really. But you go further north and say, okay, we're going to do the railways up north. Oh, we'll give them something. Well, we'll think of something ingenuitive. I mean, they've already cancelled HS2 from Birmingham to Manchester and subsequently Leeds. So, I don't know, I think it's absolutely daft. But yeah, I mean, a high-speed line from Land's End to John O'Groats, that would be fantastic. Certain intermediate stops at some of the big cities, and that would be a commercial success. It really would. John Wayne, 2896. When did you first start doing your videos on YouTube? Very, very good question. I can't actually remember. It's got to be, what? 8, 9 years, maybe? In terms of me doing it what I do now, maybe about 4 or 5. But in terms of actually just putting vids up on YouTube, I think it's going to be about 9 plus years now, give or take. I'll have to go back and double check. Owen Jedi again. What activities did you do when you were younger? Went out on my bike, went for walks, played rugby, cricket, played console games, went to see some of my friends. The usual. Owen Jedi again. Could you please do a travel video on the Cosh City line from Lichfield, Trent Valley to Bromsgrove? Short answer, no. I've retired doing travel videos because they just weren't doing well. I was posting videos up, and yeah, okay, they were getting a couple of 100 views, but they just weren't really getting the momentum behind them that I really had hoped for. So now I'm quite happy to go onto a train, fall asleep, and wake up on my destination. Samuel's Locos, what is your favourite steam locomotive? I've got a soft spot for Tornado, because, you know, clue in the name. I do like the Flying Scotsman. You know, all jokes aside, it is a great loco. Blimey, I'm going to steady on there, Chief. You've also got Bittern that I've seen, Union of South Africa, Sir Nigel Gresley. Yeah, I mean, those would be up there, but I think all-time favourite is I think it is Tornado. That's got a real soft spot for me. Chloe Jade Allen, do you love me? You know I do. A lot. Arnold Spotting Videos 5269. When will you do trains at either Northallerton or Chesterley Street on the East Coast Main Line? Honestly, I don't know. But again, once I do know, I'll put a update on my channel saying, you know, where I'm going, be it on the West Coast, East Coast, Great Western, wherever it may be. So once I know, then I guess you guys know is the best way I can put it. R Trains UK, what is your opinion of the PPM Class 139? Wretched bleeding thing. It's just get rid of it. It's horrid. It's horrendous. Whoever designed the thing needs to have a word with themselves, or I'll have a word with them. Oh, well, I apologise in advance if I'm going to butcher some of the pronunciations of some of these names, because I know for a fact some of them I'm going to really hose. And I tell you what, the rain is dying down, so if I do pause this, my next clip should be me standing outside in the sun now that it's stopped raining, but I'll give it a few more minutes and we'll go from there. Yes, sorry. Right. Alicia Hazard, 9910. Here's my question. When can you make... Sorry. Try again. Control-Alt-Delete. Put your teeth back in. Here's my question. When can you make a video of trains at Copenhagen Danish Railway? Well, whenever I go to Denmark, basically. I've got no plans at the moment to go there, but, you know, we'll keep a weather eye out and we'll see what happens. Right. Sam's Travels Vlogs in the North, 9818. It's quite the mouthful there, sir. I would love some videos in or around the northeast and even into the south of Scotland, Edinburgh or Glasgow end. Would this be possible? Many thanks, Sam. Yeah, I mean, considering what I've just said, and the fact that the railways are neglecting the north, I'm neglecting the north. I've not been up past... Well, I don't think I've been any further north than Stafford at all this year. So, no, I'm neglecting the north, but I have plans to go up to the north and actually do go up to Scotland at some point. I filmed at Edinburgh countless times, but I've only ever done Glasgow once. So I will be going back up to Glasgow at some stage to do a proper film from there and from Glasgow Queen Street. So yeah, it is possible, but I'm not sure when it's going to be, so just please bear with me. Owen Jedi again. Did you watch The Polar Express back in 2004? Yes, and I still watch it to this day. It's a great film. I don't understand the hate it gets. I think it's great. It's light-hearted. It's daft. I think it's great. It's train-related. What's not to love? Owen Jedi again. If you were born in 1923, what would you see the... What? Hold on. If you were born in 1923, would you see the formation of British Railways in 1948? Yes... Yes, I would. I'd be 25 years old. I'm really confused as to... Yeah, I would see them. Intriguing. Right. Thierry G. Kings. I probably got that one wrong. 885. In any spare time you have, would you record some more videos on Train Sim? I have toyed with the idea, but I don't know. I'll have to have a think about this one. I really will. It's, yeah, I'll have a think, but I'm not going to promise anything. Right, well, the weather has sorted itself out. It seems to have calmed down, so I'm going to quickly pause this. I'm going to get this set up on top of the car, and we shall then carry on. So bear with me one moment. Well, mind you, it won't be one moment because it'll be instantaneous for you guys. It'll be about 2 or 3 minutes for me to get it all sorted, so bear with me for me, But for you guys, it's just a case of bang, and we're straight back at it. So, yeah. Right, we're back out. We're inside, outside even. Inside, I'm inside. We're all inside. We're inside the atmosphere. We're inside. I'm outside, but we're all inside. Shut up and let's go on with it. Well done. Right, so next question was from 4K Bacon. I mean, if you can get bacon in 4K, I'm all in. Last year, I think, you did some travelling in Europe. What was your experience like on their train service, and how did the fares compare to back home? Right, well, it's no secret that rail travel in the UK is monstrously expensive and not overly reliable. But it also is a common misconception that rail travel in Europe is faultless. It isn't. You've got the Swiss rail network, which is beyond belief, but you've got the German one, but the German one isn't all it's cracked up to be. Their trains will run late, they will have cancellations, much like they have here in the UK, and sometimes travelling in Germany can be quite entertaining. But genuinely, through most of my time travelling throughout Europe, their rail network is a million times better than the UK. Their stations are amazing, their rail infrastructure is fantastic, and they utilise the railways as to how they should be. A common one is, I can't think of the phrasing, it's not a motor rail set, well they do have motor rail trains, but specifically in, say, southern Germany, Austria and Switzerland, basically the Alps, they have lorries that go on piggyback wagons, and the drivers will go into usually two passenger carriages at the front, and it takes lorries off the roads. Consider it like the Channel Tunnel, except it's all overland over in Europe. Phenomenal. Really is phenomenal. And in terms of rail fares, they're a lot cheaper, but you also get various passes you can use as well. So, yeah, they are very, very good. Right, Josh's Transportation Explorer. Will you visit the East Lancashire Railway? At some stage, yes. Owen Jedi again. Did you do GCSE maths when you were younger, and what grade did you get? Yes, I did do GCSE grade maths. Can't remember the grade. It was many years ago. Owen Jedi again. You're really getting your name spelled out here, Chief. Could you please drive a real Class 90 from Dagenham Docks to Moss End? I'd love to. I would love to drive a 90. But DB don't do it anymore. That's GBRF. Now, if GBRF want to get a 90 in just for the sheer hell of it, and they want to have a complete novice who has no experience in driving a real train at all on the rail network apart from in a game, then, yep, fire me over an email and I shall be there. Or I'll just sit in the cab and pretend like I'm driving, and I'll take all the glory. That's probably the better option of the two. Right, how are we doing for time? Yeah, we've got plenty. Right then, J Draves 1138. I've got 5 questions here, so I'm going to do each one individually. Right then, hello Tornado922. How are you? Loving the beard. Got a few old questions for you. Well, everyone loves the beard. You know, I have it all the time. Even I remember in Cardiff. I was doing a film over there, and one of the drivers was making a point of the beard. Everyone loves it. Right, 1. If you had to bring back a company, e.g. Virgin, Regional Railways, etc., what would it be? I think everyone misses Virgin Trains. Because you obviously had Virgin Trains West Coast, you had Virgin Trains across country, you had Virgin Trains East Coast. I'd bring back Virgin Trains, personally. What year is your car? 18. What do you think of the Class 69s? I think it's great that the 56s are being repurposed. It would just be nice if they kept the 56s engines in them rather than an EMD, but can't win them all. When will you film at Norwich again? I'm not too sure. I've been meaning to go to Norwich for bloody ages, and I always keep forgetting to go there, but it will get done. And 5, when will you eventually film at Ely again, and can I join you? Yeah, no, of course. Again, as I said through a lot of the other ones, I'll put up an update, and if I'm going to, it'll be a Saturday, but if I'm going to Ely, and you're free on the time I'm going, then let me know and we can get something sorted. And stay safe, take care, Stobert Josh. Thank you kindly. East Midlands Railway fan. Are you though? Are you? Really? 1. Will you visit the Ecclesbourne Valley Railway in Derbyshire? I'm sure at some stage I will. 2. When going abroad, where would you go and why? That's difficult to answer because each country has something different to offer. I love Switzerland, I love Germany, I love Spain, So there's your sport for choice, and I love Italy. I'm besotted with Italy. Right, MH Trains. What is your favourite train on the West Coast and East Coast main lines? Well, East Coast, currently running, it would be the 225 set. And West Coast, could be any train. I do have a thing for the Dagenham to Moss End car train. I do like that. Journeys of James, 1116. Do you hope the Severn Valley Railway will be okay? Yes, I do. Very much so, and I'm sure it will be. Scott's Day Trips. Do you like model or toy train sets when you were younger? Yep, still got them. I'll still go to a model railway club. Yoshi Lover 337. Do you love Yoshi? Do you? Hello there, Tornado922. My name is Hayden. Call me Yoshi. I just did. How long have you been train watching for? Well, I've been doing it not on YouTube, but doing it for most of my life. Michelle Northern Lass 3325. Do you think dogs should be allowed to travel on a train or not? Yeah. You know, so long as the owner is responsible, not the dog, the owner is responsible, then certainly. You know, there's no reason why dogs shouldn't be allowed to travel on trains. Just as long as the owner is fully aware of the dog's surroundings, and if the dog starts to get nervous, then the owner is able to calm the dog down. But yeah, I don't see a problem with that. Ben Powell, 2797. If you were a train driver, what operator would it be? To make things easy for myself, it would be my local one, so it would either be a toss-up of London North Western or Avanti West Coast. TWLB 1015. Do you plan to cover more diesel galas? If so, which ones? Yeah, there's plenty I want to go to. I mean, obviously I go to the Severn Valley religiously, Grace Central religiously, but I'd like to go to the East Lancashire Railway a lot more, the North Yorkshire Moors a lot more. There's loads of railways around the country I want to go to, but I just don't have the time or money to get there sometimes. It's not cheap. And yeah, we've got plenty of time. Railway Honza, hello. It was nice meeting you at the Severn Valley Railway diesel gala at Bewdley a few weeks ago. Anyway, my question is, what is your favourite TOC and why? Yeah, it was good to meet you as well. I do remember you telling me your name, but as I said when I was there, I'm useless with names until I eventually read them and go, oh yeah, that was such and such. But it's good to meet you as well, and everyone else down there for that matter. Favourite TOC? I do like TransPennine. I think, okay, they've got a bit of bad press, but I do like TransPennine. Right, here we go. And come on. Right, Alex Train Spotter HD 6444. Got 2 questions, if that's all right. No! 2 questions? Who do you think you are, man? I'll have to start charging you. 1. Do you get the chance to watch other train channels and perhaps leave a comment? I do watch some. I don't always leave a comment, but I do watch other YouTubers. There's one in particular I do watch, Rail Relaxation. Relax. Yeah, Rail Relaxation. That's who I watch. There we go. Easy for me to say. He does cab rides all over Europe, and I love watching his content. Phenomenal. But there's loads of other YouTubers I watch as well, but I don't always leave a comment, but I do watch other people's content. 2. What's your thoughts on Great Western Railway castle sets leaving the network this year? I'm personally going to miss them so much. The problem being is they're getting older, and they're not cheap to maintain. And it's getting the parts as well. You know, parts for them are getting a bit scarce. So, I mean, I commend them for keeping them running for as long as they have. It's nice to see them still running. Some are actually getting put onto being saved. Addersell have got a set. Obviously, we've got them now running on Heritage Railways. You know, Severn Valley Railway had a castle set running around. So, they'll still be around for a time to come. But, yeah, it's a strange one. It will be a shame to see them go, certainly. But, I mean, I've not seen HSTs at my neck of the woods for donkey's years. I mean, the last ones to run anywhere near to me were Virgin Trains East Coast. You know, and then obviously they put them back in, well, they retired them when the Azumas fully came in. But it will be sad to see them go. JBW 4568, thoughts on Wyan, wow, really? Try again. Ryan Windridge. I haven't really got an opinion. I don't know the chap, so I haven't got an opinion. I can't have an opinion on someone I don't know. Trainspotter 1441. Have you ever watched Samuel's Locos? Nope. Have you ever watched JBW 456? I believe so. 3. 91s are the best loco. Up for debate. Al 77 2011. When are you going to film at Newcastle again? Some stage this year. that's the best I can give you. That's really as best as I can do. Game on 5439. Can you do planes at Heathrow? Once I've actually sort of expanded my knowledge on aircraft, then I can give it a look, but until then, not sure. Plus I haven't really got the camera for it, let's be fair here. Al 77 2011. What do you think of High Speed 2, and do you think it should have come up to Yorkshire, in brackets Leeds? High Speed 2 is something that should have happened years ago. Yes, it should go up to Leeds. It should cover a lot more of the north. As I said previously, the north is ludicrously neglected in its rail infrastructure. They really need to, well, the government and the DFT really need to pull their finger out and give the north what they deserve, which is a bloody good railway system. And I also think HS2 should have a link to HS1, because then you could actually have trains running from the Midlands and the north into continental Europe and vice versa. It's never going to happen, but there we go. Cakey Boy 4, have you ever smoked weed? Nope. Never have, never will. It's disgusting. Oh, we've time. Yeah, we're good. Robert Green 89, when are you going to do the East Anglia line? Can we have more Rush Hour films, please? Do you get recognised very often? The East Anglia line, I neglect the East Anglia line. There's nothing really there that ever really catches my fancy. In terms of being recognised, I'm getting recognised more often now, certainly. Over the last few months I'm getting recognised a lot, which is nice, but it still completely throws me when people come up to me and say, "Oh, are you Tornado 922?" And I sort of go, "Yeah." But it's awkward for me because you guys know me, and you obviously recognise me through what I do, but then I don't know you guys. So you guys come up to me and say, "Oh, I'm a subscriber." I'm going, "Oh, well, thank you very much. That's greatly appreciated." But I always feel bad, because I feel like I should know you guys as well as you knowing me. So I'm always eternally grateful for you guys giving me the support to do what I do. But I just wish that I knew all of you as well, rather than me sort of standing there going, "You know me, but I don't know you. But I want to know you." It is strange, but yeah. At first I was like, it would sort of throw me when people come up to me, sort of, "You recognise me?" And it sort of, I still to this day, you know, it throws me a bit when people come up to me. It's strange, but at the same time, it's hugely uplifting for me as well that you guys do recognise me. And as I say, if you ever see me anywhere at all, be it filming or walking down the street, please come and say hello. It means the world to me. It really does. Right, Spectrum Trains. We've got a bit of an essay here. How do you get onto the platforms when you drive to a location? As a newbie, I always travel by train, but wondered if I needed a platform ticket or talk to staff if I went to a local station or drove to my destination. Keep up the good work. Thanks in advance. Right, well, sometimes I drive to an area because it's quicker and sometimes even cheaper driving than it is getting the train. But when I drive somewhere, I will then I'll either buy a platform ticket, or if I know I'm going to be on that line for the day, I'll buy a return to whatever station I'm going to next. So I've paid to go onto the platform. I'll then do a film at that station, then hop on the train, go to the next station, film there, and then come back, and then hightail it in the car back home. Usually, depending on what station you go to, you don't actually have to ask permission at all. It's always best to do so, just in case. But there are some stations where the station staff know it's popular with train spotters, and they just sort of they let you go, happy days. But there are some of the bigger ones where, particularly in London, the ones up north are absolutely fine, but the ones down in London, I would just say go to the contractor's office or the Network Rail office, say to them you wish to do a bit of train spotting, and they'll either give you a pass, or they'll say, "Okay, what platform are you going to be on?" And you'll say, "Oh no, platform 4." And they say, "Okay, make sure you stand behind the yellow line, no tripods, no flash photography, and you're absolutely fine." So I hope that helps. And I'll tell you what, I'll pause that one there, and I'll get to that next one in my next clip. So thank you everyone for contributing to this one so far. It's probably going to be 3-parters because of the amount of questions I have in there. So yep, thank you all for watching. Thank you for contributing to this, and I'll see you in part 2, where hopefully I'll have something nice in the background other than clouds. I mean, if I just quickly move out of the way, that's what's behind me. That's down that way, and then just up over there. That's just the rest of the village where I live. So, yep, thank you very much, and I'll see you all when I do my next one. Take care, guys. Goodbye.